And now on to our next movie here.
Thank you very much.
Something everyone loves. Police officers. Let's talk about your next film. The superhero for the 90s, Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD. Here we go. Here's the story here for, a lot of our fans. They love superhero stuff.
Who doesn't?
They're probably like, Tony, talk about more superheroes. Well, here you go. According to the ancient prophecy, the evil one will conquer and rule our Earth in the year 2000. Luckily, there's still hope for mankind. Directed by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers, the Troma team who brought you The Toxic Avenger, Romeo and Juliet, Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD introduces Sergeant Harry Griswold, a streetwise New York cop and the world's most unlikely superhuman hero. Not just a superhero, superhuman hero.
Well, there's a reason for that. When Toxie was at Marvel, he was a superhero.
Right.
But once Marvel went bust, something happened and whatever.
Yeah.
And we were sent a letter by the lawyers. We cannot use the word superhero. Marvel and Warner Brothers co-owns that word. So we say superhuman hero.
Got you.
We had another one like that. Fat Boys. Do you remember the band? There was
we had a thing
guys.
for them here somewhere.
we had a movie called, I didn't make it, but it's very good. We released it as Fat Boy Goes Nutsoid. It was originally called Fat Boy Goes Nutsoid.
Yeah.
And the Fat Boys threatened to sue us.
Oh, wow. Come on, Fat Boys.
Yeah, what do you think? Well, one of them rolled off a couch and died from
Jesus
falling.
Christ. Anyway,
while he was asleep.
Investigating the murder.
But fat guy, they did us a favor, right? Fat guy, Fat Guy Goes Nutsoid. That's kind of like
one.
cooler, right?
Yeah, it's got a better ring
and
to
the
it.
main character is a big fat sanitation worker.
So
Very good film.
While investigating the murder of a famous Japanese actor, Griswold discovers he's been imbued with the legendary powers of Kabukiman. Without warning, Griswold transformed into Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD. Beautiful, sensuous Lotus must teach him to master the high-tech weapons of his Kabuki arsenal, which include lethal, heat-seeking chopsticks, pyro projectile parasols, and fatal flying sushi. Follow the eye-popping, heart-pounding action. Experience the special effects film climax as Sergeant Kabuki NYPD does battle with the terrifying evil one to save the world. So where did you come up with Sergeant Kabuki, man?
I worked in, we shot Toxie 2 in Japan.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that I really liked when Toxie went to Japan. So that you got the idea.
You got the Pachinko movie.
Yeah.
Pachinko machines. Well, what was going on was, at the time, the Japanese were rich, and they were buying Rockefeller Center, and they were buying these American golden treasures. You know, how dare they? How dare? There was a congressman, actually, it was in the Times. This is Pearl Harbor all over again.
Okay.
When they bought Rockefeller Center and
little different, but okay.
It's absurd. So that's what outraged. I was outraged. It's disgusting. So the idea here is he's a Bronx policeman who turns into this, and he has to learn how to deal with his Western society and culture, and with his newfound Asian. And if he solves it, he can have peace. He make the world a better place.
It's about East.
So that's kind of the theme.
Yes, East meaning West. It's your
collision of the universes.
Yes, it's your classic superhero origin story of him learning to use his powers. I really enjoyed it. I really, really like Sergeant Kabuki Man. Again, I have another soft spot because our good friend Doug plays the current Sergeant Kabuki Man.
That's the nice thing. Doug Sackman has been raising money. He's been successful. He got Brandon Bassam, who I just produced his new film called The Final Beginning, The Slashing. If you haven't seen the first one, it's on Troma now. The first, he's going to be another James Gunn.
Nice.
In addition to Rocco Siebenbergen, whose name I spent 6 months trying to. But Rocco's going to get it. They have to stay with it. They're talented people.
Yeah.
And Brandon, He's got the courage to.
Nice.
He's not afraid of.
So this movie and Toxic Avenger, they really, really inspired me when I was in college to make Mummy Cop. I know you remember Mummy Cop.
Of course.
Yes. Currently, I only did 2 seasons, and then I got really, really broke, and then I got too busy to do another one. So the series ended on a cliffhanger.
You had great alliteration. Murder, music, and mayhem.
It was Murder, Mystery, Mayhem, Mummy
I
Cop.
just remember the MMM. I'm big on Stan Lee, and I were buddies for 50, 60 years. He always said to me, try to come up with the green gargan. Something that
he was part of Stan Lee, who was in Return to Nukem High.
Indeed, and about 10 of our movies.
Yes.
But I think, like Lemmy, it's his last film.
Yeah.
But, go on. I'm sorry.
So it inspired me to do Mummy Cop. It's got not like quite the same humor, but it's very, very
I remember
similar to
we
this.
saw it.
Yes. And Doug was filming a Kabukiman thing, and I remember the one day I'm like, hey, can we do the Mummy Cop Kabukiman crossover? And the crossover is literally they're sitting in chairs and they switch chairs. That's the whole video. It's like, hey, can I cross over and sit in that chair? And that's the whole crossover of it. But yeah, I love Sergeant Kabukiman. He shows up in other Troma movies, but you're right, he never got like a proper sequel. I like when he's the bad guy in Toxie 4 because it's an alternate universe. Huh? I loved it.
He was a real...
he fights Toxie, right?
Yeah, right. And he beats
Forget Batman v Superman or Civil War. But when Toxie fought Kabukiman, I was like, whoa, this is rough.
And that was inspired by our fans because I've written books and I go on a little tour. I stay at a lot of great Ramada inns. They're beautiful. And just like Imodium. I love the product. But every time I do a book signing, Barnes & Noble or Borders or I can't remember what, anyway, I did one here. Always somebody, what would happen, Mr. Kaufman, if Sergeant Kabukiman and the Toxic Avenger fought each other? And initially I almost criticized. I said, give me a break. But then they kept saying it. They wanted, this is what they wanted. Except I couldn't do it, on a certain level. Yeah. But I still think it's a lot of fun. And Paul Kermsey, who played Kabukiman, the evil Kabukiman. Yes. And the good Kabukiman. He was, in fact, a martial art judo expert. Yeah, it was a good fight scene. He had a real black belt.
He is America's first accidental Oriental crime-fighting hero. His name is Harry Griswold, but you can call him Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD.
Who are you? I'm Kabukiman.